What was so special about Irena that you wanted to continue music?
I can do it short way or long way. It was very hard at the beginning because when I entered her class, I was absolutely I never got disciplined. I mean, the few teachers I got before accepted my way of doing things because they found out that there is no solution for my problems at the piano and that I'm just who I am and I can probably do nothing professionally in this sector because I'm too wild. And she was the very first person who took it as a challenge to try something with me. And the very first lessons we had, it started very calmly because we didn't have any target, any aim. And I came, I don't know, maybe the third lesson I asked her, I want to prepare the Paris Conservatory. And she made eyes like this. Are you crazy? You know that you have to spend years on a program to prepare this thing. It's still important. And of course, I didn't know anything about this. And we started to work, and she started to explain to me her way of working with students and everything. And at the beginning, it was very, very hard to understand. First, because I didn't learn scores properly. I just remember ears and just vision, but kind of, in French we say bricolage. It's like just to put things together quickly and just I was very lazy in a way. And so she made me have a look at the score and just paying attention to the score. And it was very hard for me at the beginning, I remember, to do twice the same thing. And it was she tried. I trained a lot, but I was suffering because my way of working, my way of playing was I was like obliged to do the same thing in different way. You know, I could not do the same. I could not imitate something. Mm-hmm. And she made me try to do this and do it again and again to do what I want and to have an idea in my mind and then to realize it on the keyboard. But the idea from my mind, I have to have from the score and from what is written, not just to create something on my own, to look at the score. And I mean, one lesson after the other, step by step, we started to be like this. Because she was interested in my way of working, because she said that she never had any example, any kind of this before. Someone that is at the same time, she said to me, that can be so intelligent and at the same time so stupid. She said to me like this, that I can be very fast at understanding something, but very, very dumb at the same time at realizing something. And she still think like this, even nowadays. When I play something, she still say there are something that are very top level and something that is very, very low level. You don't understand something that is very, very simple. And I think I'm still like this. And I'm absolutely not ashamed of that. I just take the opportunity I have as a chance to develop. And if it works, it's good. If it doesn't, I will let the place to someone else and I will do my life in another way. I am absolutely not a freak. I never was obsessed by the keyboard. I was never fanatic of the keyboard. So I hope I will never get. You know, if it doesn't work this way, it will work another way and I will do something else. Because I'm interested in other things and it's not dramatic. But for now, I got passionate about studying the scores and improving my music making. So I'm now on this path. And working with Irena is just the best solution I found to stay in this path, to not just look for something else. Because she's very, very... She helps me at adding a rational way to my crazy vision, my crazy way of feeling the music. She helps me to structure it.
And it leads us to absolutely second question with that. Going with that, what associations you have when you're looking at the score, trying to learn the music? It's all students' questions. Do you have some visions, some imaginations, some poetry, literature, something like that that will
I get it. I think that all of this is a set, is a background. It's very important to feed myself with art, like I did, for example, yesterday going to the National Gallery here, that is absolutely fantastic. It's important to feed the soul with something else than iPad, iPhone, media shit, pop. It's important to replace it by something that has substance for the soul. It's very important. But then I cannot explain very precisely what is the association between one of the sound I create and some literature inspiration. I cannot make precise association,
But not with literature. We all have, I don't know, feelings, different kind of feelings, different kind of memories, different kind of experience in life that can.
Probably it has a very important place, an important role, but I cannot make the precise associations. Of course, I think all I experimented, all I experienced, the music I listened to, all the paintings I saw, all the books I read, have
all there.
Of course.
All
But
there.
when I'm working on a piece,
You're working on a piece.
Yeah, I'm looking just for the sounds. Rena just taught me to pay attention to each note, any little sound, any little note, to pay attention to the links between the notes. And she said, the music is the space between the notes. The real virtuosity is not to make the fingers move fast, is to hear, even in a fast line, the space between the notes.
Fantastic.
Even in it's all the teaching, her teaching is about. And she's still laughing because of course, in a way it's very interesting that I am kind of controversial, and there are still a lot of people that think that I am just a fake pianist and say that he is not a virtuoso, he makes a lot of mistakes. But first, my aim in art is not to do no mistakes. It's absolutely not my target. But my target is just to speak with the music, to make it relevant and to express the message of the music.
That's what I'm trying to teach my students.
The virtuosity, the people are so obsessed by the technique. What does it mean? I mean, if I decide tomorrow to play the second study opus 10 of Chopin, I can make it. Working on hours, spending time on it and finding some hints, finding some solution for it. But I have to find a sense to do that. I have to create a program in which this piece will appear. I don't want just to play this just to show that I can play it. There are too many pianists able to do that already, and it doesn't interest me at all. It's a way of thinking. It's just a way of thinking. Some people just want, I'm sorry to speak like this, but some people want just to show off that they have bigger balls than the others. And this doesn't speak to me at all. We saw it with the elections, and
That's right.
there are pianists like this, and it's absolutely not where I am working on, you see.
Luca, they asked me to ask you, are you nervous before the performance?
Of course.
And what are you doing about that? And are you nervous on the stage?
It's all. I played 70 concerts in a year, and anytime it's very, very different. Sometimes I have a very warm and confident feeling. Sometimes it's horrible, and it's not a matter of what I play. It's not a matter of how fresh the program is. It's just, I think the place is very important, the environment.
And
there are
what
some
are you
places.
doing about your nerves?
I think the only thing that can keep the mind up is just to be very concentrated, to be very, very conscious of what you do. Now I changed completely my way of doing things about music making. I need to know exactly where I am in the score when I'm performing. I need to learn the score to be able to rewrite it by memory.
That's what I ask my students to do.
I need to know exactly what is the harmony I am in, what is the next section, what is the melodic line, to know everything really by heart. Not just to make my mind off and let the fingers run. This is impossible because I have too much music to master. And
We were
it's
talking
not,
about that yesterday.
and it's just when you have 15 minutes to play for an exam, you can do it. Just off and. But when you have 4 or 5 hours, how could you do it? Remember all the notes.
Yeah.
Remember all the intentions, all the directions inside. How could you? Just in the last 3 weeks, I played 8 hours of different music. 5 different piano concertos.
Good for you.
And
You're
like
exhausted.
4 different recital programs. How could you make it just letting the fingers run? It's impossible. We have only 10 fingers for 1,000 notes. So you have to find a solution, to find a system to sum up the thing, to create a story of music that make the things go one step after the other and create a program, a mental program of the music just going through.
We're ready for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one last question. Yeah, one last question. Very silly one. Do you like to practice?
If I like,
Yeah.
oh, it depends. Sometimes it's very funny, and sometimes when I don't feel like practicing, I don't. I practice only when I am enough
Luca,
concentrated.
Thank you very
no,
much.
No, you're
I
welcome.
will see you